sportsmanship commercial, who touched the ball before it went out of bounds and then pulled on himself. He thought Ant was doing too much. In Game 6, Minnesota has to win to extend this series to a 7th and decisive game. Steph Castle wants no part of that, finds Wemby early in the second. Spurs up 41-27. This just the beginning of a massive Spurs run. 7-0. They're up by 16. Carter Bryant, no. Castle, rebound in amongst the trees, to which there are many in the forests of Minnesota. He gets it to go. The hoop, the harm. Spurs up 19 after the made free throw. Under 9 to go in the half. We're still in the first half. Okay, the Timberwolves, the Thunder are going to meet up with one of these two teams. Steph Castle to Bryant, throwing it down. Spurs starting the second quarter on a 20-0 run. Someone get the Pepto-Bismol. We need it to stop. Next Timberwolves possession. What are they going to do? Ant-Man, Cash. Okay, 24 points for him, 19 of which came in the first half. We go to the second half, 79-63. There's Wemby. The French v. French connection advantage. The Frenchman. Well, that Frenchman. 81-63. Wemby, 19 points. It was a calm night, but that's okay, because Steph Castle stepped up. A career best 5 3-pointers made. I mean, just left open like a broken door. And then De'Aaron Fox, just Waffle House levels of open. They never close. De'Aaron Fox is super open, 21 points, 9 dimes. The Spurs up double digits. And Steph Castle, who has that championship pedigree. He is a UConn Husky, of course. Finished with a game-high 32 points. And then this with 8 minutes to go, and the Spurs are up $1 billion. They're up like 30. But look at Anthony Edwards with 8 minutes to go. Proceeds to dap up the entirety of the Spurs roster. He said, listen, man, I ain't going in at that point. We ain't coming back to win. He was right. Spurs advance. Here's Wemby.
Just the words conference finals is crazy. Like, it's like something I heard, my whole life. And now being in it is just special.
I think you went down to the Spurs bench with 8 minutes to go in the game. Like, what was kind of the thought process to do it in the middle of the game there rather than kind of waiting for the end?
I mean, at that point, you ain't going back in, so you're just trying to get them the respect they deserve. I feel like you're supposed to build championship habits or playoff habits in the regular season. Yeah, great question. I think so, yeah.
Just a follow-up to that, do you not feel like you have?
Do I feel like what?
That you have built the habits during the regular season?
No, we didn't build the habits during the regular season, no.
Here's something that you don't see often. San Antonio and Oklahoma City each finishing the regular season with a win percentage of .750 or better. If you remember The Last Dance, that is the last time we saw this, the 1998 NBA Finals between Chicago and Utah.
126-97 was the win for the Spurs to take a 3-2 series lead over the Timberwolves. Stephen A., were you impressed with Wemby's bounce-back performance in Game 5?
I'm impressed with everything about Wemby. I mean, I think that it's not just his height, his formidable presence defensively, it's his skill set offensively, it's his swag, it's his determination to win. He has all the ingredients to be that you want to see in a superstar in the NBA. It's just that simple. Everything about him you gotta love. The only thing I'm thankful that he's skinny. I'm thankful that he doesn't have more girth on him, because what would you be able to do with him if you couldn't try to push him around? At least his slim figure gives you the impression that you can try, that you can put a hat on him, you can sit up there and give him some elbows or whatever. Maybe that might affect him, because there's nothing else. There's no answer for this man and what he brings to the table. It just isn't.
He said he felt rested in this game, came out and made a complete statement against the Timberwolves. That series will now shift back to Minnesota.
First, so now we know who is going to be in the Western Conference Finals and take on the OKC Thunder. The Spurs mollywop the Minnesota Timberwolves by the score of 139-109. The Wolves traded more picks for Rudy Gobert than he had total points in Game 5. Champagne, those guys, they had 6 guys in double figures. Champagne was 5 of 10, 4 of 9 from the 3. He had 18. Victor Wembanyama, quiet night by his standard. He was 19 points, but only shot the ball 11 times. De'Aaron Fox had 21. He was 8 of 10. Devin Vassell, he was 4 of 10. He had 11 points. The night belonged to Stephen Castle. Stephen Castle. He had 32 points on 11 of 16. He came out scorching hard from the three-point line, and he didn't let up all night. So he had 32 points on 11 of 16 shooting, 5 of 7 from the three. Dylan Harper came off the bench. He was 15 points on 6 of 8 shooting. But Minnesota, it was just not enough. You could see early on in this game, I thought it was about to get out of hand early. Give Minnesota credit. They made a great push right before the half. But then the Spurs came out in this third quarter and really put the game away. Jaden McDaniels had 13. DeSomo had 10. Ant-Man had 24. Nas Reed was scorching hot in the second quarter. He and Terrence Shannon tried to keep him in it as best they could, but it wasn't enough. Nas Reed had 18 points, and Shannon had 21 points, but it wasn't enough. The Spurs just had too much depth. Out-rebounded them, plus 31. The Spurs had 60 rebounds. The Timberwolves had 29 rebounds. That is crazy. Plus 31 on the glass. Yeah. And that's why you have a lopsided game like what you had, 139 to 109. Joe, what you saw the Spurs, and we I'm not surprised. I don't know if anybody should be surprised because we didn't think it would have got this far if they didn't throw Victor Wembanyama out of the game. What was that, game 3 or game 4? But it happened, and it is what it is. But now we know the Spurs and the Spurs and the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, 139 to 109. T-Wolves. What did you like about the Spurs and how they approached this game tonight, Joe?
Tonight, Uncle Ocho, I thought the Spurs finally put together a collective team effort as far as winning. Yes, Castle went off for 32 and 11 rebounds, but for the most part, their whole entire squad played great, bro. I think if you Minnesota, you started the game with Rudy Gobert and Castle. I didn't know what the hell that was about.
Yeah.
You give a guy like that dare shots because it ain't like he a non-shooter. He can shoot. You give him dare shots and he make a couple, you in trouble. And that's what happened tonight. Yeah. Castle got off to a great start in that first quarter, and you could tell when he hit about 12 to 13 points, I said, oh, it's going to be a big night for him. You know, once you let a guy get rolling in this league, bro, it's hard to turn him off. And then those other guys they shot 55% from the field. What they shot, 47 from 3?
Yeah, they shot 56
like
from the floor, 47 from 3, and at 85, there was 23 of 27 from the free throw line, 85%.
Can't stop. Hey. You can't win no games like that, bro. I know Wembanyama only had 3 blocks, but like we continue to say all playoffs, bro, he alters so many shots. Yes. And then when you look at Minnesota, how the hell you gonna win with Randall giving you 3 points?
Randall, let's be real, Joe.
And Rudy.
Randall was atrocious all series.
He was, bro.
He was bad all series.
He may have had a solid game. I think the game that they won in San Antonio was that game 1. I think he may have been solid that game, but for the most part,
bad.
They pretty much kept him at bay.
And you look at and see this is the problem is that you got a guy like Rudy Gobert making $50 million and he becomes unplayable. If I got a receiver, Ocho, no matter, and I'm paying him, let's just say for the sake of I'm paying him $25 million, but on third down I bring him out the game. What value is that? That's the money down. I can't play Rudy for the most part. They couldn't play him. He had 0 points. The man, hold on, your starting center, he was 0 points with 3 rebounds. Look at how many guys, hold on. Harrison Barnes played 7 minutes. He had 4 rebounds. Kelly Olynyk, he played 8 minutes. He had 4 rebounds. Carter Bryant played 13 minutes. He had 6 rebounds. Luke Cornett played 14 minutes. He had 6 rebounds. Dylan Harper had 5 rebounds. Every player on the starting roster, starting for the Spurs, had more rebounds than Rudy. Rudy is 7+ foot tall. Yeah. That's unacceptable. You know what? If he's blocking shots, if he's doing things, but it's just hard when your guy is your starting center, and I got to take him out of the game. Because now, if he can't guard Wemby, who can? Julius Randle is giving up such a height disparity.
Nobody.
Who you gonna put on Nas Reed? Nas can't play him. So now you try to go for him, you try to double him, and the guys you've already let guys get comfortable shooting shoot around threes.
Yep.
Now they finna split your head to the white meat. Because every time their shot go up, what they turn to do, Joe and Ocho, look at the bench like,
Yeah.
Hey, Chris Finley, don't look at me. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no answers for you.
Hey,
but
and when you
go ahead, Joe.
When you think about it, Rudy can't guard. He can't guard Wembanyama, and Randall and Nas Reed. They have the foot speed to keep up with him. But hell, when he go up to shoot,
they're too small.
It ain't nothing they can do, fellas. It's nothing they can do. They could be as physical as they want. He done kind of adjusted to that. And I think the Spurs grew throughout this series. And hell, Wembanyama just a cheat code, bro. He's just too much of a difference maker. I mean, you look at how he passed the ball, how he gets the other guys involved. He's not a regular, obviously we know he's not a regular 7'5" guy. Like he is a real center with guard skills. And that makes them super, super tough to beat, bro. This is gonna be a great series in the next round. But Minnesota, man, I thought they had a chance to push it to a Game 7, but they get off to such slow starts, man. To where the Spurs defense is so effective in that first quarter or two that it kind of throws them off rhythm, and then Ant-Man has to start forcing things, just to kind of get going. And they just too good, bro. They too good. They got too many weapons.
Julius Randle gave me 3 points.
Hey, you know what? Obviously, going to this game.
Julius Randle gave me 3 points tonight.
Huh? Yeah, that's it. Hell, not only that, I was hoping Rudy could have one of those games where he surprises you and does something offensively that he doesn't do often. But I was hoping a game like tonight where he understands the importance of having some type of production offensively, so you're not a liability. He didn't show up, obviously having no rebounds, and them having 31 more rebounds than the goddamn Wolves. You didn't have a chance. At no point, Joe, did they even have a chance to actually win this game. At one point, they were down, 29, damn near 30 points.
Down by more.
I think they
like
closed
32,
it down to maybe 50.
They end up losing by 30.
Yeah. It was bad. And the game of basketball is all about matchups, And I think most of the people, when it came to this series, because you had Ant-Man, you thought Ant-Man and some of the collective cast that he did have, along with Julius Randle, would find ways to get things done. The game where Wemby went out, that was one of the games where they took advantage and came through to win that game. I think Game 1, they were able to win because they were so aggressive and played Wemby so well, and Wemby was missing so many shots, Joe. Was missing so many shots, so he wasn't efficient from the field. And then the game tonight, hell, they had the Wolves in the chokehold from the goddamn start.
This game was supposed to be able to have. The Spurs turned the ball over 15 times. Minnesota only had 5, and they lost by 30. Imagine if that flip side, if you flip that around,
it's crazy.
How bad they get beat. Now you're looking at a Knicks Sixers or a Knicks Atlanta score.
Yeah.
Because they were up, 29? They were up 29 in the second, and then the next thing you know, Minnesota cut it all the way down to 12. I'm like, oh my God, turnovers. And when the one thing they can't do moving forward is that you can't turn the ball over against that team that you're going to play next. They're going to punish
man. And Ocho, to kind of piggyback what you're saying about Gobert.
Yes, sir.
I think Minnesota got to really take a hard look at this, fellas, because San Antonio is going to be good for at least the next decade if we just keeping it 100. And with Rudy, you can't even run a pick and roll to even try to get him alive. Not against Wemby. Hell, he gonna get that. You know what I mean? So he's not effective offensively and defensively. Hell, he can't. What he gonna do? He can't guard nobody defensively.
And hold on, Joe. Just to say, so you put your GM cap on right now, right? Put your head coaching cap on right now. So you say the Wolves have to think about what to do with goddamn Rudy. Him being a liability, hell, offensively and defensively when it comes to playing someone like Wemby. But hell, who's out there that can play Wemby, especially with as good as he is, as tall as he is, as efficient as he is, and he's not selfish. Hell, he's a 3-level scorer. He can do everything. He can shoot from the 3. He can shoot, from the midi, and he could take you off the goddamn dribble and drive. So there's really no answer for him in general. So questioning how Rudy looked against him, hell, anybody that plays against him will look the same exact way.
You got to make him work. You got to be able to score on him. You see, the thing is, basically he relaxing. He using all of his energy on offense because he already know Rudy ain't gonna give you nothing.
Right.
So Rudy is the least of my concern. As a matter of fact, I wonder what time it is in France right now.
Right.
I wonder if my mom and dad watching this game. Damn. I wonder if they're having tea and crumpets this time. I ain't thinking about him. He doesn't.
Yeah.
In a situation like this, you're supposed to be under duress because you need to be worried about what the guy I'm going against, what he's capable of doing. Don't nobody worry about that. And we've seen this far too many times, that Rudy Gobert becomes unplayable. You cannot have a guy making $40, $50 million. I don't care the position that becomes unplayable. How is my point guard? If I got a point guard, Joe, and I'm paying him $30, $40 million, but I can't have him on the court in the fourth quarter because he can't shoot. I can't have Rudy on the court because not only is he a liability defensively, he's more of a liability offensively. He give me nothing.
Hey. And you got a point. And when you think about it, the job that Rudy done against Jokic was amazing.
Yes.
But these are two totally different bigs. You know, Wemby is a finesse big. You know, he go off the bounce, shoot the three. You know, he's very elusive the way he dribbles the ball. All he needs is a step on you here. He dunking the ball. You know what I mean? The thing for Rudy, Ocho, you know, when he's out there on the perimeter doing dribble handoffs, Wemby just kind of sitting back, bro. He like, okay, y'all do what y'all gonna do. I know Rudy ain't shooting nothing out here. You know what I mean? So he just kind of sitting back in the paint, and it may look like he far away from you, but hell, once he extend, he gonna go get that. You know what I mean? So you gotta have somebody who's a threat. So that's why Nas Reed plays so much, and you gotta play guys like Nas Reed who can shoot. Because you got to make Wemby respect the guy who he's guarding, bro. Yeah, you got to get him out there paint, bro, so you can get some driving lanes. Because if when you playing Rudy and he just sitting back, it's hard for Ant-Man to get in the teeth of the defense, Io, any of those guys.
Right.
So, yeah, Shannon, I think they have to really take a look at, you know, how they can improve from a big man standpoint going further. I mean, because San Antonio and OKC, bro, they here for the long haul.
Yes.
Hey, I got a question though, Uncle Joe. Think about this, right? What you're saying with Rudy being a liability, obviously when playing the Spurs, but think about the Wolves and all the other. I mean, think about the Wolves and all the other teams that they played.
No,
he doesn't have this issue all the time.
Well, he had an outstanding game against Jokic. Let's give him that.
So
because Jokic normally punishes him. Jokic, the three ball wasn't falling. And see, Jokic is not as fleet of foot. Jokic is not as quick off the dribble as Wemby. See, Wemby can get by him. Jokic couldn't get by him.
Right.
And because Rudy could bother him with his length, he can't bother. First of all, he's guarding the guy that's taller than him. There are not very many guys that Rudy's going to guard that's going to be taller than Rudy. So now I've got a guy that's 4 inches taller than me and can jump. So I can't bother him. I can't put it. He do this to Yoke, and Yoke can't see. He do this. His hand, man, get your hand out my damn mouth. So he sees all of that. We saw this in Utah. Joe, you remember in Utah, they had the same issue. They couldn't play him against the Clippers late in the ball game because he was a liability. We saw this a lot of times in Minnesota. He was a liability. You can't. It's just hard when your one of your best players who you play a premium salary to becomes unplayable, and I got to take him out of the game. It's unfathomable to me that my best pitcher, my best closer. Just think Mariano Rivera, the best closer, but I can't bring him out tonight. My best hitter, I'm gonna pitch hit for him because I don't trust him. I don't trust him in the bottom of the 10th or the 11th inning. That's what Rudy is. He's one of their best players. And I got to take him off the court. He gave me 0 points and 3 rebounds at 7+ feet tall. That's crazy.
And you put him on a guy who you thought was a non-shooter, because I ain't no way. Why would you put Rudy on Castle? I'm thinking at the start of the game, I'm like, why in the hell would they do that?
Yeah.
And he got it going, bro, that first quarter, and then it just unraveled for him. It just seemed like Minnesota, it's so hard for them to come by buckets, Uncle Ocho. You know what I mean? And for San Antonio, it's like, hell, they score at will, bro. Just from ball movement alone, just move that ball hopping and everybody getting a great shot. You know, if it break down, Castle and Fox, who I love, I thought he played a huge part tonight in them getting that win because both of those guys are great in pick and roll. They're great off the dribble. They're great facilitating, and they got an in-between game that a lot of guys don't got. Yeah, they can shoot the three, but once they get inside that three-point line, even if they don't get all the way to the rim, they got the floaters, the little middies, the little touch shots. They just got too much in their game, and Minnesota just couldn't hang with them, bro.
Nah, and the funny thing about it, too, tonight, of all games, you know, maybe you have Wemby efficient, maybe Castle, maybe Vassell, but Joe and Unc, everybody was goddamn efficient tonight. Everybody, goddamn, Fox had 21 points, but he was 8 for 10. He was 3 for 3.
Cut your zoom off and cut back on. You're so lagged, you're like a 4-second delay. Yeah, so cut it off and come back in.
I am?
All that damn smoky head over there.
That's the and look, you can't fault his effort because he be trying. I'll never say Rudy wasn't trying because he absolutely, but he's limited on what he can do, Joe. And look, and like I said, I think everybody, you remember that Joe, you weren't on here with us, but he had that one game where he had 27 points and 20 rebounds against the Lakers, and everybody say, "See, I told you, Rudy." Look, that's an anomaly. He was never gonna happen. Yeah, Ocho, you back?
Can you hear me?
Hear you.
Is it timing good?
Hold on.
Dum 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 dum.
Is it better? It's better. They say, man, you was talking, you was still doing the intro.
For real?
Yeah. Go ahead and finish your thought. But you was talking about how efficient the Spurs were when you look at Champagne. It was 5 of 10, and Wemby was 6 of 11. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, as Fox. I mean, if there was a game where everybody need to be efficient to close out this goddamn series, it was a night. I was saying Fox had 21 points. I think he was 8 for 10. He was 3 for 3 from 3, and hell, with everyone else playing well. And Wemby didn't even have a crazy night tonight, Joe.
He didn't have to.
I mean, collectively, everybody played so goddamn well. The goddamn Wolves didn't even have a chance.
Yeah. I mean, look, when you think about it, he didn't have to be heroic tonight when you got Champagnie with 18, 5 for 10 from the field. Hey, look, I love Harper coming off the bench. He don't play like no rookie to me, fellas. He plays like a guy who's been in this league 3, 4, 5 years. He understands the moment. He's one of those guys who great and poise and patience in precious situations. You know, they trust him with the rock as a rookie, bro. You don't really see that, man. You know what I mean? And he's had big moments, you know, not just in this series, but throughout this whole playoffs. So I enjoy watching him play as well. I just think collectively San Antonio has the team to compete with OKC. I'm talking about from top to bottom. You name it, from the guard standpoint all the way to the bigs. Boy, it's going to be some fireworks in this next series.
Because both teams have about 4 or 5 guys that can defend at an elite level on the perimeter.
Yeah.
That is what separates OKC. That is what separates because of Vassell, Champagnie. You look at Castle. Mm-hmm. You look at those guys, they can defend. Now, Keldon Johnson he's not the best defender, but he a try defender. And that's all. Sometimes that's what all I need. I just need some other teams that's not in the playoffs that got swept. I need those guys to be try defenders because they give up too much. Go ahead, Ocho. What you want?
I'm glad you just said this, right? We talk about how well OKC defends. We talk about the depth that the bench has, and we talk about the depth that the Spurs have. But the one difference maker is they still have Wemby.
Yes.
Now, as well as the goddamn Thunder can defend, who's going to be the answer to be able to stop Wemby? What's going to be the difference now?
Well, they're going to throw. They're going to lose Chet, and they're going to switch it up to Hartenstein because they got 2 7-footers. 6'11", 7 foot. They got guys they can throw at him. That's a lot more athletic. And plus, Chet can shoot the 3. Chet can bring him out to deep waters.
And get him in space.
What you call him? He ain't worried about that. Not the same thing with Hartenstein. Yeah. He's not worried about Hartenstein. Hartenstein is a lot quicker. And so he was set the pick and roll. He can dive to the basket. They do a great job. They put him in the pick. They throw him the ball. And then here comes Chet from the dunker spot. And boom.
Hey, but then the Thunder gonna have the same issue. Shea loving to get to the midi. Shea loving to come out the dribble and drive to the basket. Hell, Wemby's still gonna do what he's done to everybody else and altering goddamn shots.
Well, hey, hold on now.
Castle ain't no
Shea is a mid-range
win now.
Shea a mid-range assassin. You know, I agree with you, Unc. They both got guys who can defend, but they also both teams got guys who are great going off the dribble, great creating space, great scoring the basketball, great penetrating, getting into the teeth of your defense and making plays. I think it's going to be a pretty even game. Now, I know the Spurs going to come in with a lot of confidence because they beat them 4 times. They won 4-1 throughout the season. So they're gonna come in with a lot of confidence. And considering the fact that OKC's not gonna have the other Jalen.
No, he said he's healthy. No. Yeah, he said he's healthy.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be very interesting to see what they do. Because Mitchell, AJ Mitchell has played so well. Like, I bet maybe take a game or two, take another game or two. We're gonna make sure you fully healthy.
I think they're gonna continue. I think they're gonna bring AJ Mitchell off the bench, and he's still gonna continue to get money. I think that's gonna be the difference maker in this series, meaning OKC and San Antonio. It's gonna be the bench play. Yes. It's gonna be the bench play.
The question is, I think they're gonna probably start Lou Dort on Fox, but he's gonna have to. Man, Fox is so quick, man. That herky jerky.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna? I think you think they're gonna start him.
Put on him.
They can put him on Castle.
So who go? So I want to know who go. So you gonna put Shea? You gonna put Shea on Fox? Oh,
yeah.
Man, he gonna go right around Fox, man. Man, that Joker, Joe, that Joker so quick, man. I watched that Joker tonight.
Oh, no. he cat quick. I think they gonna give each other problems. I think Shea being a little bigger.
Castle's gonna be on Shea. I think him, Vassell, probably Champagnie. I think those guys, that triplet, that trio is gonna rotate and try to show because all of them are different. But Castle is uber physical. He's quick, and you saw tonight. Fox was giving Jaden McDaniels all he could handle, everything that he wanted.
He nice, bro. He nice. You're right.
Hey, so listen, Joe and Unc. Out of the 4 times they played during the regular season, the Spurs won what?
They was 4-1 against the Spurs. Won 4. OKC won 1.
Now that's regular season basketball. Yes. Now come playoff basketball. Now who y'all got in the series based on? It's all about matchups. Yep. It's all about matchups. Now the one common denominator that separates both of these teams is goddamn Wemby.
I know, man. OKC got home court advantage. I'm going OKC. I picked them to win it. I think San Antonio is there. Obviously, they looking to win now. Even though they're a young team, they got what it takes. Obviously, they showed me a lot throughout this postseason. Mm-hmm. But hell, OKC has showed me just as much, man. The fact that they're still hungry coming off a title. Mm-hmm. They're 8-0 in this postseason. I'm sure they want to continue that. It's going to be hard for San Antonio to go in OKC and get a game, fellas.
I'm just and they
Unc, what you got, Unc?
I mean, the thing I can see is that I still think San Antonio might be a year away. The turnovers. You cannot turn the ball over against the Thunder. They punish you. They make you pay a premium. You pay double for turnovers in the postseason. And I just think the thing is that Chet and Hartenstein, I can see Chet averaging somewhere between 18 and 22, which they did not get from Rudy. Hartenstein, Hartenstein, he gonna give you efficient. He ain't gonna miss more than 2 shots because everything is gonna be a lob or a floater from about 5-6 feet away.
His ass gonna have double-figure rebounds.
Yes.
He's a hustle. He's a hustle guy who gets a lot of his points off of hustling, putbacks, things of that sort, getting you extra possessions.
And create second chance points because Wemby going to challenge it. And so guess what? So when Wemby goes to challenge something, they're saying, okay, whoever Wemby's guarding, when he goes to challenge, take your ass to the rim.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
I mean, you make me pick. If I had to pick some money, if I had to put some money down, that meant something to it. And hell, if I'm putting money down, it's my money, so it means a lot to me. I would take the Thunder. I think I can see the Thunder in 7. I can see it being a home and home series, Joe. I really could.
I know Ocho a rebel. He gonna go San Antonio. I already know.
Well, listen. I like the Thunder. Obviously, what they've been able to do, even when Shea was injured. I mean, them young Bulls kept the ship afloat. But that goddamn Wemby's so special. He's so special. And I think he's going to be the common denominator. Being that I don't think Chet will be able to do anything with him, even though Chet is 7 feet tall. Wemby's so dominant, regardless of who you put out there on him. I'm just giving the edge to the Spurs slightly.
Okay. All right.
Joe, I'm just looking at these numbers. My starting 4 and 5 gave me 3 points and 10 effing rebounds.
At home.
That's disgusting.
In a closeout game. A closer.
Everything. I done battened down the hatches. I done boarded up the house. I'm hunkering down. I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
You know, when a storm is coming and say you need to leave, I'm batting the hatches. I ain't going no damn where.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I think? I think Minnesota, coming into next year, they probably going to find a way to kind of give Naz Reid a starting job on Ocho. I just think he plays well, you know, and I think he played well against Wemby, obviously being able to stretch the floor. And he ain't really look like he was nervous or scared of the moment tonight. You know what I mean? He just came out and hooped,
where am I getting them points from off the bench now, Joe?
Well, you're gonna have to change your roster up a little bit, Unc. You might have to make a couple trades. You know, I'm saying.
With what?
If
you know, we still got to give up the picks that we gave for Wemby. I mean, for Rudy, we gave up 5 first rounders, Joe.
You don't think nobody want Rudy?
Look here, Fat Albert game don't even want Rudy back. You remember Rudy was in Fat Albert? Rudy kept some bull jive going. Fat Albert gang don't even want Rudy back.
Just a bad matchup for Rudy, bro.
It is.
It's just a bad matchup.
And that's the problem that he has. Any matchup that has a big that's athletic is going to be a problem for him.
Yeah. They can space the floor and shoot. Yeah, that's a problem.
What you call him? He would have a problem with Embiid because Embiid is so physical. Embiid's going to put that big body on him. That's not what Jokic is. Jokic is a finesse player. Rudy is long enough to bother him, especially if you can't get him in foul trouble early and he can't knock down threes to pull him away from the basket. Because you see, even when Rudy wasn't blocking his shot, he was making him shoot it short. Because he's put so much arc on it that the ball was coming up short. But at some point in time, Joe, you got to make a look. I'm like, hold on. Randall gave me 3. Randall been coming up real small in big moments, Joe. He been coming up real small.
I know, and they needed him tonight.
And the problem that you got, Minnesota, y'all thought this was going to be a better answer than Cat. That's the problem that you're running into. And they seeing what Cat doing over there. Cat done had 2 postseason triple-doubles. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. That ain't none of my business. I don't even know why I brought it up.
Hey, but Minnesota was hampered with injuries, so I'm gonna give them a little pass in this series. I thought Ant-Man kind of got a little better, you know, as the series went along. He didn't play great tonight, but hell, I thought at least his intensity was there, understanding the moment. You know, he was aggressive. He was trying to get to the cup, but San Antonio too much, bro. They coming at you with too many waves, too many guys who can really shoot the basketball, defend at a high level. And once they bust that thing open, it's hard. It was hard for Minnesota to keep coming back. And being at home, I think that's the most impressive thing about San Antonio, bro, the way they played on the road, the way they came in there and closed that thing out.
You know, and one of the most important things, too, is having that advantage, being able to play at home, allowing your crowd to get into it, to make things easy for you offensively and defensively. The Spurs didn't allow the crowd to get into it at all.
Yeah,
they didn't, bro.
At no damn point. they really made it a home game, even though they were playing away.
And when you think about this trade, Joe, let me tell you why this trade doesn't make sense to me. Because you got a guy in Ant-Man that wants to attack. He can shoot, can get to the mid. He got a 3-level score. But Julius Randle Randle's not a better three-point shot, a three-point guy. Cat can pull your big cook pull. Now see, Cat can pull Wemby away from the basket.
Yeah.
Now if you take Rudy out, you bring Cat in, and Cat's in. Now Rudy's got to go out there because Cat can knock the three down.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Rudy.
Yeah.
Man, he'll turn his back on Rudy. Go ahead, shoot. I dare you. He up there boxing out at the free throw line. Rudy at the 3-point line. He ain't worried about Rudy shooting that damn shot. And he knows Rudy. How many times you see Rudy dive to the basket and dunk? Rudy gonna get put back dunks. He'll get a lob dunk. But I'm not throwing with them hands. And he's tall, he awkward. So I ain't worried about him bending down and getting the ball, Joe.
Right.
I ain't worried about none of that.
Right.
He gonna kick it with him size 20, kick that thing dead in the front row, pop. So I'm not worried about that. They're gonna have to because Ocho, you said all he has to deal with is Wemby. The problem is that OKC and the Spurs, for the next 3 to 5 years, they're gonna run the West unless something unforeseen happened. So even if he's having his way with Jokic and some of these other bigs, he still got to go through them.
Yeah.
Even if you're going through purgatory, in order to get to the championship, you got to go through hell, which is San Antonio and OKC.
Mm-hmm. And this is the bad thing though, huh? Because if you get rid of Rudy, who's the answer? There's still no answer that you can go and get that can make a difference against Wemby or the goddamn Thunder.
Well, I think the thing is that I got to get I got to get points from somewhere. I got nothing from Drew Randle, and I got nothing from Rudy. So that puts so much pressure on Ant that he feels. Ant had 24 points, but it took him 26 shots. I'll give him that all day long.
And think about this: what if you do get a big, right, Uncle Joe?
Yeah.
What if you get a big that's all, our offensive big that can get you points? Hell, that could shoot the three.
Okay, trade it. Trade it for Embiid.
Hey, but then you know what the problem gonna be? He gonna be a liability on defense.
Trade it for Embiid.
Because you're not gonna get it. Okay.
What the thing that I'm thinking is if I can keep Wemby honest, versus him not even paying attention to Rudy.
Right.
Damn, I think that's a pretty good job. Meaning, if I can have a threat out there that he has to guard Ocho, instead of just sitting close to the paint and not guarding this man who out at the three, man, you have a better chance versus going in there challenging him every time, bro. Like he's just too much. It's too much, man. So I'm sure Minnesota will get to the drawing board this summer. They're gonna have to come up with something. I know they got some mean contracts over there, but boy, they got to figure it out.
The Wolves, the last 5 postseasons, lost in the first round, lost in the first round, lost in the conference finals, lost in the conference finals, lost in the second round. And I think the thing is that with Wemby, you can't outskill him. You got to get somebody that's physical, that's willing to bang with him. Because his skill level is, first of all, there ain't a whole lot of fives. You look at Jokic, if you look at Hardenstein, you look at, you want to say Cat's a 5, there are not a whole lot of them that has a skill like Wemby that can be able to score. The only 5 that really can score is Embiid and Jokic.
Yeah.
Those are the really only ones. That's really the only one.
That's why I said there is no answer. So in the West, Wemby's going to continue to dominate because there's really nobody you can go and get that can match him offensively at the 5.
We know that, but we got to get some scoring. That's the thing. Ocho, he only gave us 19, but his counterpart gave us nothing. So he beat us 19-0. What if he gave us 9, get off to a great start? Drew didn't do any better. He gave us 3. Remember the last game? How many points did Drew have the last game? He didn't have that many last game.
Hey, and when you think about it, Wemby just got too many pretty good damn players next to him. Meaning guys who really know and understand, okay, boom, we going to feed big fella, we going to play through big fella, but boy, when they come out of it, I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
You know, they got guys who really understand their role in Fox, Castle, Vassell, Harper, Champagny. Like, I'm talking about guys who play key. Like, look, they'll have games to where some of these guys won't be as productive offensively, but then they'll have games like tonight to where collectively as a team, everybody done beat you. You know what I mean? It ain't really, Castle was, you know, he was terrific tonight, but everybody was super solid around the board. And I just think it's hard to beat a team, bro, who has guys like this. And the only team I can think who is like this is OKC.
Yes. But Joe, think about this. You know the last game 5? Guess how many points Rudy had? 4.
What he had?
So in 2 games, he's averaging 2 points a game. Game 5, Drew Randall has 17. So in 2 games, he's averaging 10 points a game. How many points did he take? Because it took him like 14 shots to get those 17 points, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was 5 or 14 from the floor. 6 or 17, my bad. I was off a couple. 0 of 4 from 3. What was he tonight from 3? 0 of 2. 1 of 8 from the floor. 0 of 2 from 3. And Ant-Man's like, hell, I can get funky like that. If I know my guys, I can count on all Rudy. If Rudy can give me a consistent, Joe, if he can give me a consistent 10 to 12,
he ain't gonna be able to do that. That's asking a lot. That's not what he is, Joe. That's what y'all told me when I said maybe he could have one of those games.
Nah, well, Rudy, you love it when Rudy was giving it to the Lakers. Man, Rudy had a 20-20 game. I said he'll never have another one of those in his life.
Hey, and you was right. He's a defensive player. How many times he won that defensive award on? 4 times.
Well, look, the Lakers couldn't match up with him. He was just too damn big. The Lakers ain't had no answer for him. You know what I mean?
You got LeBron and Rudy trying to guard the man.
Yeah. This here is different, bro. This one, the Spurs are a little different. Boy, look, y'all better get your popcorn ready.
This is gonna be a great series.